ever noticed that no matter how many times you see a Facebook ad for a certain local restaurant on Facebook, you absolutely forget it the second you scroll away? But when someone you know posted they had an amazing time at that same restaurant, suddenly you really want to try the restaurant. That is the power of referrals. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to collect amazing testimonials, how to use them effectively in your beauty business, and how to turn them into client magnets for your personal services. Hi, I'm Victoria. You might know me as Victoria Glam. Follow me over on Instagram. If you don't worry about it. You can follow me right here on Spotify. Welcome to the GlamLife Podcast. Today we are talking about referrals and testimonials. I have been working with two of my coaching clients this last week about reviews, which is why you also got an entire episode last week about dealing with difficult clients and when they leave you reviews and etc. But how do you even request reviews? How do you even get reviews? Because there's more than just bad reviews. There's good reviews, and we want those. Shoot, if you get a bad review, you better get like tenfold working on getting some good reviews, A, to bury it, and B, to balance out that star score over on Google. So, okay, the first thing that I want you to know is that there's a term in the marketing industry called social proof, and that's exactly what kind of testimonials we are talking about. So when you work in personal services, a lot of times you are talking about people within your own community. Many times we don't want a national audience. We don't want an international audience. It's a personal service. It's something that you are doing with your hands in your shop, face to face with a client, which means that they're probably local, right? Why do I keep mentioning how local they are? You get it. I'm beating you over the head with it. It's because I want to impress upon you that the people coming into your shop either already know you or know people who know you. So we can use that to our advantage. You can start using your own social network. And I don't mean the app that you put on. Well, you can use Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. But I mean your own social network, meaning the people you went to school with, the people whose kids go to school with your kids, the people who you work with, the people who work with your mom, the people who've known you since you were little, the people you used to babysit. And they're, adults now and they have their own networks. So referrals and testimonials, kind of the same thing. We're going to use those interchangeably, but the real word for them, like the adult version of the word, if you looked it up in the dictionary, would be social proof. So this is where I am scrolling on social media, or I am driving down the street and see a billboard, which doesn't happen anymore. Please stop paying for billboards. People are looking at their phones while they are driving past your billboard. Stop wasting your money. I'm listening to the radio when I hear... Anytime I'm doing something casually where society might interact with me passively, if I'm hearing about you, your services, or your business from someone that I know, it's going to catch my ear. Otherwise, it's just white noise. If it has nothing to do with me, if it's not someone that I know, if it's not something that I'm interested in, it's white noise. So the key here, the most powerful way to do this is through trust. So you're either going to build trust with your audience through your own social media, where you show up regularly as the authority, as someone who knows what they're talking about, as someone who has the answers that someone is searching for, as someone who can show up in a keyword search, or if these are people who've never heard of you, they're cold traffic, basically, they don't know anything about you, how can we build immediate trust with them? How can we skip through having to experience our brand 7 times, through having to create umpteen posts across social media that they're actually going to see? How can we skip that line? By borrowing someone else's trust, someone else that they know and like and trust. We're going to borrow the trust that they have built with our local audience, with people who are in our local community. So this could be as simple as my best friend Ariel posting that she got her ears pierced at my studio 3 weeks ago, I guess. I pierced her ear. And people who I don't know, but who know Ariel her whole life in the town that she is from, Cecilia or Brobridge, seeing that and saying, "Oh, Ariel, that earring's so cute." And she's like, "Yeah, it was pretty cheap. It was painless. You should go." And now they're booking with me. Not because they trust and believe in me, but because they trust and believe in Ariel. And she posted it. She gave a raving testimonial. She gave social proof. It was right there in their feeds, and they saw it, and I was connected to it, and it was it perked their interest because it was someone that they actually know. And they give me a chance. They give me some business off of that. So that's kind of the entire idea. That's what we want to capitalize on here. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, okay, but how do I get people to post things about me? Well, there are a couple different options, actually. So the first thing is there's something called user-generated content, which is what it would be if Ariel actually created the post and posted herself. That is user-generated content, UGC, which is an entire career for some people. Or you can ask her, do you mind if I take some pictures and a video or ask you a few questions, and then you own the media, you can edit it, you can, throw your logo on it, and you get to post it, and you can tag her in it, and she'll share it across her social media platforms. So you can do it either way. User-generated content, you can ask for it, you can request that they do it, you can incentivize them to do it, saying, I'll take X amount % off your next whatever if you do this and tag our business or whatever. Or, you might just get lucky and they're so in love with you, and so that they're inspired to just do it of their own accord without you even asking, and you're pleasantly surprised when you open your phone. I will tell you, the second way is rare. And being pleasantly surprised that someone posted about your business is not a business strategy. Let me just say, it's not a business strategy. By the way, if you don't have systems and strategies within your business, if you don't know where your next client is going to come from or where the last one came from to go fishing in that same fishing hole again, if you're not sure if your business is set up to implement systems, replicable systems, if you couldn't walk away from your business for 7 days without it making $0 or crumbling to the ground, you need my Revenue Growth Systems course. So you can head over to victoria.glam, use code GlamLife15, and grab that course today. It's everything that's in my brain about business dumped into one course for pennies on the dollar in terms of coaching. Okay, but moving on. So outside of user-generated content, there is content that you can generate yourself inside your business. So you might be able to just ask them. Yeah, I would say my top 3 tips for getting testimonials or referrals is literally to ask for them. A closed mouth does not get fed. When someone is laying there in your bed looking in the mirror and saying you did such an amazing job on their skin, their brows, their lips, their piercing, they're sitting in your chair still staring at their hair in the mirror, whatever it is, just ask them. We do it with pictures. We've made it very common with pictures. Do you mind if I take a couple pictures? And they say, yeah, sure. A lot of times, hairstylists are bold. They will even get their client to walk outside into the sunlight and tilt their head over and allow them to fluff their hair some more. And it becomes an entire photo shoot, Same with the donut glazed glass skin girlies in the treatment rooms. They also really get some position, some lighting. You'll be blind for a second, but it'll be so worth it with the picture. And here's why do clients let you do that anyway? Why do clients agree to that anyway? Here's why. Because the likes and comments that they get on those things that you post or outside validation that it looks as good as they think it does and that they made the right choice by going with you. They like it. It strokes their ego. So if you always think from a place of what's in it for them and it's got something like that, even if it's not quite tangible, it's simply an ego stroke, they might be interested into it. So just ask and ask right away. Don't wait until they leave and then text them later and say, I forgot to get a picture. Do you mind sending me? It's never going to be the same quality as if you did it in your studio. They're not very motivated because the newness of what you've given them has worn off. So do it right away. Do it right away. I have a QR code sitting on my desk by the checkout, and I ask them, hey, do you mind leaving me a review on Google Reviews if they've had, an extraordinary reaction or whatever to the piercing or the tattoo that I've given them? You just have to make sure that it's something simple, something easy, Just lay there and let me take a picture is so easy. Wow, I just got a flashback to Jeffrey Dahmer on Netflix. The worst. I just want to take a few pictures. The worst. I wish I never saw that movie. Yeah. Just back to what we were talking about. Just make sure that it's easy for them. Opening your camera and going to a QR code, simple. Laying there so I can take a couple pictures, easy. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. You don't have to move. As a matter of fact, don't move because you're at the perfect angle with the perfect light. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. and whatever their answers are. Now you have sound bites for a reel or your website or whatever. Just something very simple that doesn't take a lot of work or effort or thought from them. And making sure that we're doing it immediately. We have to ask them. We have to make sure that it's easy for them. And we need to make sure that we're doing it immediately and very quickly. Now that you have the content, where are you going to put it? Where does it go? Where does it belong? Where does it not belong? Great question. Of course, if it's really, really good, you could turn it into an ad. If it's really, really, really good, you could turn it into an ad. If you are just using run-of-the-mill stuff, like maybe you get one per day of this certain style, you can start banking those and you can use them across your email marketing. You can add them to your website. Especially if you have a booking page, I would have a few photos set aside for your booking page, a few testimonial videos set aside for your booking page, or after they book, maybe a testimonial page. Of course, you can use any of this content across all of your socials, but just be cognizant of which social media app you're actually using. So you don't want to be using a before and after photo that's in the old style, where it's like two rectangles, one on top of the other. One is the before, one is the after, and it's got your logo in the bottom right corner. First of all, that is a snooze. Nobody wants to look at that, okay? That is from 2016. Nobody wants to look at that shit. Please stop making it. It's gross. Nobody likes it. It's not doing you any favors. Okay, next, if you are going to do stagnant before and after photos, I know most people say static. I am saying stagnant. Did you catch that? If you want to do those, that's fine. Maybe post it to Instagram. Throw it in Facebook so that you can have it in a portfolio. Do not put that shit on TikTok. That is not how you use the TikTok platform. And do not tell people that you listen to the GlamLife Podcast for your beauty business advice. Do not tell anybody that you went through the Growth Revenue Systems course and you're posting before and after photos on TikTok. I will be shamed to the high heavens. I will run away from you screaming. Actually, I might run at you screaming. That would be even worse. So yeah, don't do that. Be cognizant of what you're posting and make sure that it is appropriate for where you are posting it. Okay? You've got to get it together with your content. But yeah, email, socials, websites, Google My Business. Make sure that you're updating that Google My Business account regularly. At least once a month, be updating it, because that tells Google that you are still a real business and that you are still a working business. And think about creating one of those testimonial sites for after someone books with you. Just testimonial after testimonial after testimonial after testimonial. This is all part of a funnel, which is a bigger discussion. Maybe we can talk a little bit about funnels next week. Let me write that down with my million things to do. Funnels. Anyway, I will see you right back here next Monday. I am always here for you on Mondays, unless I'm not, but usually I am here for you on Mondays. I will talk to you next Monday, probably about funnels, unless something else comes up. I love you. Bye.